You can read the title, you can look at the thumbnail. Today we are talking about FC26 PC transfer market and why it is actually better than PS5 and Xbox's transfer market. Before we dive into that, there's 99.6% of you guys that are not subscribed to this channel. You guys watch all my PC news videos, all my content, but you're not subscribed. What are you guys doing? It's free, it'll help me out a lot. So subscribe now. And let's jump straight into it. So if you haven't seen my video regarding crossplay, go check that out. I did dabble into the transfer market there. I wanted to make a separate video because a lot of people reached out regarding it and are still unsure regarding the transfer market and how it really works. So I thought I'd give my experience from the last 5-6 years about the transfer market on the PC, as well as why it actually is better. Because personally, from my experiences for the last 5 years, I've loved the market on the PC. I feel like it's more authentic and more genuine than the console market because of the fact that there is low stock, but the low stock is high in value. Whereas on console, on PlayStation 5, on Xbox, you'll have at least 20 million transfers and there'll be so many cards on the page that the value will drop of that certain player. When it comes to PC and the transfer market for the last 5 years or so, yes, cool, there might be less than 1 million transfers, but you got to point the fact that people nowadays actually opt to get untradeable rewards or untradeable packs to then further help their SBCs rewards and further help their rewards in general. And I'd also like to mention players on PC don't just sell for the sake of selling. They'll sell the high value players more than they'll sell the 600 coin quick sell players. Moving back to the difference, and on console, the reason why it's so saturated is because there's so many players and so many people that are just posting and putting up players that aren't really needed on the transfer market, if that makes sense. There's like pages and pages of the same player that goes for 700 coins, whereas on PC that same player will have 2 or 3 pages but it will be like worth 1,000 coins. You know what I mean? You get the idea. You got to also factor in that obviously there are less players on PC than console. You got to factor in that consoles are the brand of FIFA and FC in general. That's just how it's been for the last 10 years, 10 to 15 years. Once again, PC has its own right and has its own transfer market. They don't. Obviously, the reason why PC isn't with the consoles is because of the anti-cheat. There are hackers. There are going to be hackers. There are snipe bots on both platforms, on every single platform. Even bloody Switch 2 has snipe bots. Everyone uses the web app. That's just how it is. If you're new to PC, you'll understand untradeable rewards are 10 times better than getting coins or getting tradable rewards, because one, people don't necessarily have the coins on PC to purchase a Neymar or a high rated player until promos come out, until Team of the Weeks come out to get those rewards into SBCs. That's just how it's always been. That's how a PC player's mentality is when it comes to rewards, when it comes to the transfer market. If you're thinking of switching to PC, you shouldn't be discouraged or move away because of the fact that there's only 500,000 transfers. Those 500,000 transfers are essentially real and more better than having 2 million transfers that are just there for nonsense, you know? So when it comes to purchasing a shadow card or these chem styles that are just extinct, it's because people have untradeable fodder, untradeable consumables, untradeable cards that further help their teams. You know, that's just how it goes. On top of that, I would also like to mention that PC players are in fact selfish. They don't want to essentially help other players because that's just how PC is. Everyone's very competitive on PC because there's only so many people that actually play it on PC. It doesn't matter about crossplay. There's a lot of hot tryhards and a lot of, I guess I call them console rejects, because a lot of them have come from console and want to prove themselves that they are flipping amazing at the game, regardless of the quote-unquote hackers and cheaters that everyone assumes that every PC player is. You'll obviously see them on console. Moving back to the transfer market side of things, once again, that number is just fabricated on console to the point where a flipping bronze player have about 50 pages, but on PC, that same player will have 1 page. PC players don't essentially really care about that player unless there's an SBC going on and people need that. That's where the transfer market levels up, because if that person or that player essentially low in stock, that player will be high in value when the SBC challenges come out, the squad battle challenges or squad building challenges. Sorry, people don't People don't sell the same bronze player over 20 pages. That's the difference on PC compared to console. And I remember back in the day, PlayStation, Xbox used to have a crazy amount of war when it came to the transfer market. But at this end of the day, that purpose was because of the quantity of players that there were on that platform. So Xbox used to be the best or the better console when it came to FIFA back in the day. But now, obviously, PlayStation is now the exclusive, so there'll be more players on PlayStation than Xbox. So, you know, it's a give and take kind of thing. Now the fact that PC is very separate to console doesn't mean that PC is bad or PC doesn't have enough transfers. It's just everyone is more smarter and better on PC. Your console average player. Not saying that console players are good or bad. Pros play it on there. Anyway, that's been the FC transfer market explained. Obviously, we'll see how it is on PC this year with FC26. That's just how it's been when it came to PC because of the fact that it's separate to console for the last 2 to 3 years. So yeah, have a wonderful rest of the day. Subscribe already. Take care. Comment down below your thoughts. Comment down below your opinions. And peace.